hold on a second. Had a little bit of dirt there. Sorry about that. Welcome to another episode of the segment, guys. Today's special guest is a guy by the name of Josh Ward. Take a look at this. This is Josh Ward, Battalion Chief for the city of Pasadena, my neighbor and buddy, as well as a good family man. These are some of the scenes from a fire last year that we had called the Tanaha Fire. You can see Josh there by the pool, putting on his jacket to hit the generator to get some of that pool water out on this fire. These fires were really close to our homes in our neighborhood, and Josh did a great job quarterbacking all of us to create a plan to keep the neighborhood safe. In fact, take a listen to this right here.
Firefighters have gained ground on the Tanaha Fire in Murrieta. The nearly 2,000-acre fire is 73% contained, but it was a close call for several homeowners there. One firefighter and his family decided to stay and fight the fire themselves. Kitty Alvarado spoke with the battalion chief. Kitty.
That's right. I met Josh Ward and his family in the midst of the raging fire. It was consuming everything, and his home was directly in its path.
And he's just going for it. He's going to get close and he's going to help his neighbors fight this fire. They just barely have these little hoses back here.
This is Josh Ward. I ran into this Pasadena Battalion Chief the day the Tanaha Fire was devouring everything in its path. There was fire and chaos everywhere. He was off duty, but jumped into action along with his family. He put out the fire that was about to take down his neighbors' homes.
They were trying to do the best they could to protect their home. So I was fortunate enough to be here to help them out.
A helicopter made a drop seconds later. It was a really close call.
Oh my God, Josh, let me give you a hug.
Hard to believe that was about a year ago when all this crazy stuff happened here in the Copper Canyon neighborhood. But big kudos to all the first responders, all the firefighters, all the police officers, any of the volunteers, and all of the neighbors who stayed back to really help this fire out. You know, Josh in particular had a lot of great knowledge, so he quarterbacked a lot of what this neighborhood was going to do in case the fire did this or did that. And his whole family stayed back to help fight the fires. His wife, Jen, stayed back, his daughter, Keegan, and his son, Gage. In fact, Gage had radio communication with Josh, and he was up here at everybody's backyard, making sure that nothing would flare up in the backyard, so he was running back and forth. And all of the wild animals coming off of the plateau were running past him. All the rats and rabbits and everything else that lived up there were just racing down the mountain, so he was playing a little bit of Frogger. But big kudos to the Ward family for helping us all out. Really thankful for all the first responders during that time. So that's Josh Ward, you guys. Now getting back to this video, you know, Josh, shortly after all of that happened, he went in and found out that he needed to get heart surgery. So he had heart surgery as a battalion chief and as a leader. Coming back from heart surgery, he knew the number one thing he needed to get was his cardio back. So him and I pretty much started mountain biking about the same time. The mountain bike for him was to get his cardio back because he loves being out in the field with his troops. He likes to lead being out there. So we started hitting the trails, getting the cardio up. A few months ago, if you were to see us on these trails that you're going to see here, we could barely clear any of these jumps, and now we're able to go down the jump line and have a good time and be one of the guys that we used to look at going, oh my God, how do they do that? So hope you guys enjoy this progression, and without further ado, Josh Ward, everybody. Here at Vail, we are climbing up to Tunnel of Love. Got my buddies Josh and Jim with me today. Gonna be pretty fun.
Hey guys, Josh Ward, Pasadena Fire Battalion Chief. Grateful for the opportunity to ride with Mark the Madman Hill. You.
Right, Jim?
Hey, let's do it.
Here we go. All right, here we are, Tunnel of Love.
Nice work, Josh.
Back at you.
Do it. Here we go. Start the loading. All right, I'm Josh, Battalion Chief, Pasadena. Nice. Whew. Can your battalion chief do that? Yeah, baby.